poses is his ability to send shots away on the defensive end. He told his players to be fearless and not think twice about taking shots, saying, "A lot of the D. Howard plays is mental. He just has shooters second-guessing. He might have them third-guessing, guys."
And thank you, Doris. And so the ball out of bounds. Howard touched it last. They set the pick. 5 to shoot. The drive by Cousins, and that one's good. Cousins has got his 3rd basket of the night right there. And last season, GA, as you were talking about, the injuries for the Rockets did pile up. Dwight Howard was out. Terrence Jones was out. They missed those guys for multiple games.
Yeah, and that hurt him inside. But also, remember, Beverly goes down right before the playoffs. So in all, the Rockets had 180 missed games on their roster due to injury. Amazing they stayed so resilient and were able to capture that 2 seed.
Here's AC, and a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. It's going to be on James Harden.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
The Kings shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line.
And going back a season ago, they were a pretty average team at the line, about 76% altogether.
And you can't take those numbers lightly, fellas. I mean, their free throw shooting made a difference for them in a lot of their games last season.
Catching up on the changes for Sacramento. Kuvas checked in for Cousins. Caspi comes in for Rudy Gay. Ben McLemore, he's checked in for Marco Bellinelli. And it's Collison in for Rajon Rondo. Collison against Beverly. Here's Collison. From deep three-point range, the long distance three is good. Collison's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Houston's gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game.
Man, you talk about a guy that's bounced around the league since he's been in it. Darren Collison. I mean, he's played on 5 different teams in his first 6 seasons, and has been a contributor and an impact player on all of them.
The Kings trail by 3. 1:36 left here in the first quarter. Down low, Kufis the pass to Aces.
No, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
Sacramento shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. And he knocks down the first one.
And former coach of the year, George Karl, making his way back into the league last season. Kings picked him up halfway through the year to kind of stabilize their coaching situation.
The Rockets making a switch here. Smith has checked in. Here's Motiejunas. It's good. The assist that time from Harden.
They've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And it's not just their passing, but also the body movement off the ball that's created a lot of those opportunities.
And what a pickup to get a guy like Carl Gregg on their bench, as you mentioned. He's just been a winner, Clark, his entire career.
Well, he's climbing the ladder in the all-time wins category as a coach, and also he's a cancer survivor. Overcome a battle with cancer, and that also lends itself to having great compassion and respect for George Karl.
As did his son, Kobe.
That's
Remember
right.
that? Yeah.
That's right. It was a family affair.
Cauley Stein, he's checked in for Sacramento. Jason Terry is checked in for Houston. Sacramento moving it around. The drive by Collison, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Collison's got 5 points so far.
Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
Well, took on the big guys going in there and challenging them like he did. But boy, that was a nice job.
There's Cauley Stein, following the basket by Motiejunas. Outside Collison. Pulls up on the elbow. Here's Caspi. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Excellent feed from DC, Darren Collison.
Terry kicks to Motiejunas. It's taken away by Collison. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds.
Such a strong finisher on the fast break.
And Greg, I love the fact he's always in control, even though he's going at breakneck speed. He he still maintains his body control.
Now, here is Harden. Smith right side. Reza dishes to Smith. Just 5 on the clock. Terry kicks to Moniunas. Up in time.
All right, Sacramento, please welcome to the court, American.
Let's take a moment to hear a little bit from Josh Smith about his development throughout his NBA career. Kind of hear that growth in his voice, don't you think? And it's interesting to hear Josh Smith talking about getting introspective about himself and his game at this point of his career.
You know, that's a great point there, Kevin. I mean, like he says, he really has grown tremendously as a player, as a teammate, as a man, and just as an adult person in society. And he's become a real credit to our game.
Well, up to this point, a closely contested game as we start the second quarter. And looking at what we've seen from Sacramento so far, guys, what do you think?
It's all about the depth, really. The bench has been the difference. The bench play really has separated these two teams.
Yeah, it's been a huge advantage for him. That bench has really made a nice contribution.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. On the floor for Sacramento, we've got Rudy Gay. Rajon Rondo is out there with Bellinelli. Then there's DeMarcus Cousins, and it's Cauley Stein in at the power forward.
And Dwight Howard, a former 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, still remains a fearsome presence in the paint.
Just over 1 minute has passed here in the second quarter. Rondo against Beverly. Rondo kicks to Cousins. And he gets it to go. Cousins has got 8 points.
Timeout charge.
And now the first timeout called here for the Rockets. One thing you can say about Rajon Rondo's career, he's come up big in the biggest of games, had 6 steals in the closeout game that gave Boston its 17th championship. Remember that back in 2008 for Coach Doc?
I really do. And after that Boston win in the series against the Lakers, Phil Jackson called Rondo the star of Game 6. Everyone had always talked about the Big Three in Boston. That year, it was the Big Four.
A minute and a half gone here in the second quarter.
You can see the eye contact there. Gave a little nod and then burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
No doubt, Clark. A pair of teammates with a terrific feel for each other out on the floor.
And guys, anytime it's real tight, you're looking for something that could be potentially a momentum builder. And that's exactly what that play looks to be.
From 11 feet away, here's Harden. And there's the whistle. Foul hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
And, you know, guys, on the topic of Rondo, you look at his playoff career now. I mean, in 2009, he averaged nearly a triple-double in the postseason. I mean, this guy has great instincts, but he has to have the ball to orchestrate the way he's most effective.
And going back to what we were saying, what you hope with Rondo is that he can get back to his full level of confidence. He tore the ACL in 13. He was traded in 14, lost his way a little bit. But he's still young enough to have several really good years in front of him.
If you battle for the offensive rebound and come up with it, you're guaranteed a high-quality shot on a follow just like he got there.
Harden kicks to Beverly. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
The number of points they've scored in the paint already today is pretty eye-opening.
It really is, Clark. The defenders need to do a better job of closing those lanes to the hoop.
And continuing to expand his arsenal last season, Patrick Beverly, the guard for the Rockets. Career highs in assists and rebounds per game, and he's one of the smallest guys on the floor.
Yeah, and he's really working on the details of becoming a better playmaker, becoming a guy that has coaches trust him to handle the basketball in those crucial situations.
Take a look at what Beverly's been doing. He has 9 points, and he's done a little bit of work behind the arc. He's got a pair of three-pointers.
And you know what? The defenders have that in the back of their minds now. They'll be on him a little tighter.
You know, talking about Beverly, his wrist injury really changed things for the Rockets at the end of last season. Suddenly, 37-year-old Jason Terry had to take on big minutes at the point, and he was serviceable, but they missed Beverly's toughness on defense particularly.
Cousins with a screen on Beverly. The drive by Rondo. Bellinelli with the three. It's hauled in by Beverly, and it's Houston's ball. They're on a 14-4 run right now. And there's a reason that's good on the assist by Harden. And the Rockets lead by 11.
Excellent ball movement there, guys.
And that's keyed this run. Passing it with purpose, the D hasn't been able to keep up. And going back to the one thing with Patrick Beverly, his shot could still be more consistent. Last year, he was down in shooting averages across the board, improved his 38% from the field. It makes it very difficult on your offense when you have an inability to space the floor.
Darren Collison, he's checked in for Bellinelli. Collison kicks to Rondo. Dishes it to Cousins. And it's sent back by Howard. Feeds to Harden. He makes another one. That's 4 up and 4 in to start his game. And now we'll get a perspective here on the hustle game. How it's been going for the Rockets.
You know, they've done a great job of getting a hand up on shooters. Actually have gotten a lot of blocks as well, solidifying that defensive effort.
And the other thing that's been equally as effective is the fact that they've gotten out on the fast break. A lot of points coming in transition.
Rondo kicks to Cousins. Kings moving the ball around. Collison with it, and it's Harden picking him up. Collison, good.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know, he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
The Kings were off to a hot start last year, but things certainly fell apart midway. A big factor in that was the messy firing of their coach, Mike Malone.
Yeah, really, that firing came out of nowhere to the fans and the players. And it seemed odd to fire a coach that has been leading his team to good basketball. Maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that.
And we know he's capable of those memorable dunks.
Yeah, and when he's got a lead like that, why not take a few chances? A lot more engaging and entertaining than just doing the old ho-hum one-hander.
AC. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls. AC's got 6.
And, you know, we'll never really know the full details of why Malone was fired.
Patrick Beverly.
Sublime stuff, guys. Absolutely sublime.
Clarkie's going to start putting on a show now.
And that's usually how it goes. Once they get that lead, it's almost like they give him free reign.
And that replay is sponsored by Kia, the Kia Slam Cam, giving us a great look at that one.
Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
Stolen by Collison. Pass to AC. The feed to Gay. Fires from 14. It's rebounded by Houston. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Harden the pass to Beverly. Back to Harden. On its way from Beasley for 2. That's short off the rim. Collison kicks to Rondo. 1 second left. And so that's the end of the first half. Houston on top, up by 11. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Well, James, an impressive first half for you. What allowed you to come out so strong?
Just trying to be aggressive, trying to get out early and give a little spark to my teammates. You know, and they followed along. So, you know, it's just a matter of us not turning the ball over and getting stopped.
You're not a bad guy to follow, James. Thank you so much. Over to you guys.
Thank you, Doris, and we'll be...
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Well, 2 quarters down, 2 to go. Welcome back. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith as we start